Tzu Chi volunteers host distributions in Myanmar and local farmers donated rice banks to give thanks. TIMA doctors from Taiwan and the Philippines collaborate with local volunteers to give eye treatment. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Maggie Tai. Thank you for joining us. Tzu Chi volunteers held 7 distributions on February 24th, and 2 of them were in Mon State. There was a translator who voluntarily extended her work for Tzu Chi from 2 days to 10 days. In addition, Tzu Chi volunteers Wu San Tian's daughter has joined Tzu Chi Collegiate Association. Many farmers also learned the spirit of rice bank and sang Tzu Chi songs. The great love has transcended the language barrier.
The unfamiliar Chinese song moved the participants to tears.
I'm happy but sad at the same time. I can't really express my feeling now. She can't express her feelings at the moment. She was touched by the song One Family, in which it had reminded her of her children at home. Therefore, she wanted to cry.
The spirit of rice bank has been spread around in Myanmar.
When I face challenges, many people would come and help me. Now my life is getting better. I wanted to be just like everyone else, giving rice to help more people in need.
Tinza Tintun is a tour guide. She has been helping Tzu Chi volunteers in terms of translation. Before, she intended to help the volunteers for 2 days. After finishing her work for the first team of Tzu Chi volunteers, she wanted to keep helping them. Therefore, she continues to be the translator for the second team.
I found one of the posts on the Facebook. So this foundation need a volunteer interpreter. I'm sure the villagers are very happy to guard the species, and then previously they got the green bean species. So at the time they are very happy.
Tzu Chi volunteer Wu Santian's daughter saw the improvements of her father's health ever since he joined the ranks of Tzu Chi volunteers.
After Dad joined Tzu Chi, he has become healthier and open-minded. This is my first time participating in a distribution event. I like to help people because it makes me happy.
After the distributions in the morning, the Tzu Chi volunteers visited a Lapan village in the afternoon. They sat in a house built with bamboos and wood. While comforting this family, they also want to learn things from them.
The grandma would do odd jobs to earn some money, but she will make donations because she believes in Buddhism, which emphasizes the cause effect. She feels that we're like one big family.
Most villagers live in poor living conditions. They don't have enough food to eat and don't have the ability to repair their houses.
We don't have enough people to come and help out. We came from Malaysia. I hope the local Burmese volunteers can join us. I believe that after seeing what we've done, the local residents might be inspired to join Tzu Chi. Then we can help more and more people. Today we take you to meet the Wang family who lives a difficult life. The father suffered from mobility issues due to having a stroke. The mother relies on daily medications to keep afloat, and the son of the house can't go out for work because he has to take care of his parents. Fortunately, Tzu Chi volunteers have been there for them over the years.
Every month when she comes, I will hand her what I have. I just thought that we should help others in need as well. Since so many people have helped us, we need to give back too.
The Wayne family lives a difficult life. Mr. Wayne suffered from a stroke 9 years ago, leaving him with mobility issues. Miss Wayne's health isn't in good shape either. She's been relying on daily medication for years. Their son, in order to take care of them, can't go to work. The family of 3 relies on doing handmade items at home to make ends meet. For 10,000 hooks made, they only get around $30 US. However, Ms. Wang still insists on being a donating member. She said that's all because of the spirit of great love.
It used to leak, then Tzu Chi volunteers came and changed it all for me.
From the kitchen refrigerator to the bedroom mattress, she recounts just how many items were given by Tzu Chi. This wardrobe set was put in by them.
The old mattress was horribly sunken, so they replaced it with a new one. The Tzu volunteers have been caring for us for many years. Each month they will provide financial assistance to us as well. They've helped us in every way possible. I think there are also many Taiwanese people who have helped us too.
Ms. Wang always uses herself as an example when telling others about Tzu Chi. The father and son also participated in auspicious month sutra adaptation performances.
She said that Tzu Chi not only helped them with financial assistance and the material goods, but also helped them spiritually. I was very touched when I heard this.
Doing good deeds are not only reserved for the wealthy. The Wang family's life is difficult, but they have turned from receivers to givers. This is a true definition of being spiritually wealthy.
Britain's monthly magazine and the Tainan city government have joined hands to host the Grand Journey photography exhibition for 5 consecutive years. The exhibition showed pictures from over 100 countries for the past 20 years. There were 4 themes including discovery, explore, humanistic culture, and care to present the vision of the picture collections.
我们也带回来，就是说，其实他们也不曾经报道的这些内容。
Through images, one can learn about the trend of the world. This is the 5th consecutive years that Britain's monthly magazine and Tainan city government worked together to host an outdoor photography exhibition.
For 20 years, they always persist their vision and go and put in lots of effort to bring the public such a wonderful magazine. It's impressive.
These pictures not only can tell stories, but they can also change the world as well as a person's life. There are volunteers to provide tour guides during the exhibit period. One of the guides, Chen Jingde, felt glad that he was able to witness the history.
The many original sources we saw today might not exist in the future. Thankfully, the magazine captured these records during the Grand Journey.
We hope that through our effort, we can bring out the variety and diversity of Taiwan's cultural heritage in every different location.
Looking back to the history and appreciate the grandeur beauty of the nature, the Rhythm Monthly magazine's Grand Journey photography exhibition invites the public to join a wonderful humanistic cultural feast. In Von Tran city of Stoc Tran province, Vietnam, live more than 400 residents with poor vision and impoverished conditions. Most of them didn't have money to receive medical help, so their vision often got worse. Tzu Chi volunteers invited overseas TIMA doctors to provide medical examinations for 31 local residents. A Tzu Chi medical team put up an eyesight chart and examined the eyes of local residents with professional equipment. More than 400 residents in Vinh Chau city of Stoc Tran province suffer from eye problems. Some of them even lost sight in one or both of their eyes.
Thanks to Dharma Master Zhang Yin's compassion, we've invited TIMA doctors from Philippines, Taiwan, and Vietnam to provide medical help for people with eye injuries in Vinh Chau city.
Hôm nay có bác sĩ xuống khám mắt cho bà con đây, em rất mừng.
Vietnamese doctor Huong Thanh Thuan had blood cancer 14 years ago. He has experienced what it's like to be a patient struggling to survive.
I had the chance to undergo a bone marrow transplant in Taiwan. My donor was from the bone marrow bank in Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital.
Tzu Chi Stem Cell Donation Center has given him a second chance in life. To give back, he seized the precious opportunity to join Tzu Chi activities in Vietnam.
I had blood cancer before. After I joined Tzu Chi, I tried to pass down Tzu Chi spirit, which I learned in Taiwan.
Here at the venue, we can see many local residents with eye problems receiving eye examinations from the medical team. After the event, volunteers prepared 35 bags of rice and daily necessities to help these impoverished families.
Local volunteers and doctors from Taiwan and the Philippines joined hands to bring love to Vietnam. On the morning of February 23rd, the Stockholm Province Friendship Association also joined to spread the great love.
We hope that we can continue to collaborate to help more people who suffer eye problems and the impoverished families here.
In January this year, Tzu Chi volunteers hosted a year-end distribution in Stockholm Province. The village is known for many people with poor eyesight, but with Tzu Chi's love, residents can see true beauty and kindness in life. When visiting these impoverished families, volunteers found a 13-year-old boy who cannot walk due to an illness and can only crawl on the ground.
He can't speak and he can only crawl with both of his hands and legs. He also suffered from mental challenges.
The young boy's mother lost her eyesight and his father lost vision in one eye. The family has no financial means to seek medical help, so Tzu Chi has stepped in to provide assistance across the national boundaries.
We will send him to Ho Chi Minh City first to do an X-ray examination of his brain. Brain problems can be solved, then we will try to treat it here.
The journey to help Vietnam was not easy, but volunteers and doctors from Taiwan and the Philippines have conquered the challenge with their compassionate heart, hoping to bring more hope to people in need. The medical resources in Brazil are very insufficient, and many people cannot afford the medical expenses. Tzu Chi volunteers have been trying to help these underprivileged individuals in Brazil for 20 years. This time they went to Coxá to conduct a free clinic. Let's join them.
It is a very long lineup because everyone is waiting to see the doctors. Tzu Chi volunteers are holding a free clinic in Cotia, and there is a volunteer who is a city councillor who comes from a city about half an hour away by car.
Medical resources in my country are very insufficient. Having Tzu Chi to hold an event like this to turn the school into a temporary hospital for a day, we are really appreciated. This can help people reduce their waiting periods in the public hospitals. I'm glad that I can join this event.
According to the Wikipedia, Brazil has a population of over 200 million, but there are only 105 hospitals, and 60% of them are private hospitals. Many people cannot afford to go to the hospital. Therefore, the temporary hospital is very valuable for the people of Cotia. Brazil Tzu Chi volunteers have been holding free clinics for over 20 years. Alex is a city councillor of Osasco, where TIMA often conducts free clinics. The events have inspired Alex and other people's compassionate giving to help the others. We can also see this cycle of goodness on Dr. Chen Wende.
I was born in Hualien. My family was poor. I had a toothache that was so painful, so I went to a free clinic ran by the Americans. The American doctors cured my toothache. I was grateful for this help, so I thought if I had the chance to help others in the future, I will do it too.
Dr. Chen devoted himself to the free clinics for 13 years, and he enjoys what he is doing. 160 volunteers served 614 people on this day. The smile upon the patients' faces is the best reward for the volunteers.
DaAi Technology has always been dedicated to produce eco-friendly products. Now their innovations have been taken to the next level. By combining with complex technology, people can scan the QR codes on the product tags to find out all the details of the specific items. Let's see.
你如果要携带简单的一个水来还是什么哈，就是这样子背。
At the Flora Expo's Humanitarian Ecotech Pavilion, the volunteers diligently introduced the various eco products invented by DaAi Technology. From clothing to bags and suitcases, DaAi Technology has developed many eco-friendly products.
For DaAi Technology, we are not trying to encourage the public to consume more. It's actually the opposite. We are hoping that environmental protection concepts can be implemented in everyone's daily lives.
DaAi Technology has always come up with new ways to promote recycling. Through technology, each eco-product has its own resume, letting the public members understand exactly how the product was made.
Through the recycling and production process, we can let the public understand the importance of CO2 reduction in everyday lives. Here, we can scan the QR code on the tag and see all the details of this specific product. For example, this is a single-strap shoulder bag. We can see that this bag was made from 4 recycled PET bottles.
After scanning the QR code on the tag, you can find out exactly how the product was made. Let's take this shoulder bag as an example. It was made from 4 recycled PET bottles, which save 11 liters of water and reduce 254 grams of CO2.
It had completely broadened my horizon. This bag is made from 4 recycled PET bottles, and so I would wonder just how many does it take to make an eco-friendly blanket.
After we recycle the items, they will be sent to the recycling station. Later, it will be turned into valuable products again.
Besides knowing the process of making the eco-products, you can also get to know the stories of recycling volunteers.
We want to also let everyone get to know all the dedicated behind-the-scenes recycling volunteers who work day in and day out to make all of this happen. There are about 150 stories collected already.
As one can see, each product has its own story behind it. Every day, there are countless living bodhisattvas volunteering at the recycling stations, putting much effort into the sorting process. The spirit of unconditional giving is something worth learning from.
Intensive livestock breeding has led to soil and water pollution. Recently, a new process was being used called biogas slurry, which can produce fertilizer to grow plants with little odor. With the help of farmers and government agencies, this new process is now helping safeguard our environment. Take a look.
This prairie, where a herd is casually grazing, is actually a rare scene in Taiwan.
排水沟的水呈现绿色，还有臭味。排水沟里都是黄色污水，臭气熏天。
黑，你看今天黑，真的黑龙江啊！有味道吗？臭得要命。
It's not pollution, but probably manure from farms.
Pingdong 县大概养了将近120万头的猪。
It's probably from Pingdong County. They have nearly 1.20 million pigs. The daily discharge of wastewater is about 40,000 tons, and the concentration of organic matter is very high. Some of this is so high that after being discharged into the water, the concentration of dissolved oxygen in the water will decrease, meaning that fish and shrimp can't survive.
A large number of livestock are kept in captivity. Discharged excrement and urine can cause damage to rivers and land. To learn more, we need to see what is in the excrement.
These kind of things, such as BOD and COD, are all oxygen-consuming substances. That is, when it is discharged into the water, it will use all of the oxygen in the water. And when there's no oxygen, there will be no creatures left. And we will also have the odor problem, as in an anaerobic environment, it will produce hydrogen sulfide, which is a main source of odor. For BOD in domestic wastewater, it's about 200, but for livestock waste, it is probably tens of thousands of BOD and COD, etc.
A lot of excrement in river water is difficult to digest, but for the ancient industry of animal husbandry, our ancestors did have an answer.
What we are doing now is the rose test. We have done it before with lilies and daisies, which is similar. We can see that in this control group, the flower looks very beautiful, but it is growing in waste slurry from animal husbandry.
Biogas slurry is animal waste that has been processed. These flowers were planted at the same time, but the rose blossomed, while the other pot was not so beautiful. This professor believes that this fertilizer, which is slurry mixed with dirt, has some potential applications for farming industry.
In farmland where biogas slurry has been applied and areas where it has seen a significant improvement in river pollution index, I think this biogas slurry means that no wastewater is discharged along with no sewage as the water quality improves.
When this pipeline is open, the color of the water is much different than ordinary water.
We do it like this so that the biogas slurry mixes well and doesn't just cover half of the field and stops. If this fertilizer only goes in front and doesn't cover plants in back, they won't grow.
After the diluted biogas slurry is dispersed under the professional guidance of Environmental Protection Bureau personnel, it covers every corner of the orchard. The person who produces the fertilizer is the owner of a nearby cattle farm, Guo Jianwei.
This stage collects the sewage from our cattle farm and then it is transported to a septic tank for processing.
When he finished military service, he took over the ranch operated by his father. Even when he was only in his early 20s, he had an environmentally conscious outlook.
When I started, I knew that the impact of this livestock would be too much and would not be sustainable. We have to find a way to reuse wastewater. The most shocking sight was seeing the river a few years ago, which was really a headache, as a lot of emissions went there.
A herd of cows' daily excrement can really shock people. In fact, a small hill in front of us, about the height of an average person, which is the excrement collected just after the breakfast meal.
I think like a father, and if we don't have any money, we can go and get a loan. When the loan came, we should ensure the quality of the project and protect the environment. This is very important.
Based on corporate social responsibility, this farm began investing in biogas slurry, which is also important to pig farms. This is Su Teng, who operates a family-run pig farm with 40 years of history. He raises around 25,000 pigs.
Each day, we produce about 4 to 5 kilowatts of electricity and about 4,000 to 5,000 cubic meters of methane. The biogas slurry is about 300 to 400 tons. We feel that the costs associated with environmental protection are getting higher and higher, as society expects more from this industry.
Like the chemical plant storage tank, this was a new purchase for pig farms to treat 300 to 400 tons of pig wastewater. In addition to storing gas and generating electricity, the wastewater is also completely treated. This tanker truck goes to the vegetable garden, and leafy vegetables and cucumbers all benefit.
I was worried that it would smell bad at first. Later, after a demonstration, watering it wasn't so bad, so I will continue to use it. It's good for crops.
We
have already approved 70 sites in Pingtung County to make biogas slurry. There are already 70 making this fertilizer, and we hope to keep promoting it in the next 2 years. We hope that 50% of pig and cattle farms will recycle its waste.
In the past, to defend their homes, Pingtung residents formed patrols to prevent wastewater discharge. In the face of river waste pollution, both the agriculture industry and the government have responsibilities. Through the wisdom of ancestors, wastewater has become fertilizer, with many problems being resolved. However, intensive farming and other challenges still make this issue an important one that needs to be closely followed.
The Jingsu Books and Cafe and Zhanghe Junior High School in New Taipei City officially opened. In addition to a rich collection of books, there are also tea tasting activities every Friday to cultivate students' humanistic spirit. We leave you with these images and thank you for joining us. Goodbye.